Hello, everyone. This is Miguel from Embargo Man. Right. Okay. One thing that I heard as whatever it is about a car company, Chrysler. Yep, they have some deals that they have done over the years. Steven started with Walter P. And the one thing it is what I like about what is amazing about Chrysler is that they bought the Dodge brothers and the Dodge brand and the reputation it is. I mean, I'm more towards the Dodge side of things, how things are going on, right? So, what is most exactly that was has happening with this brand, the company that makes Dodge, the Plymouth in one time, the Plymouth in one time, and also the Ram and Jeep. All right, so this is kind of complex, right? This is very complex about how over the years, that's even Walter P. Chrysler, then Frank B. Rhodes wanted to buy back the company. Oh wait, there is $1 million at stake there. The Chinese rejected the offer from Stellantis. Stellantis is the one that's screwing up things, and just to say people were buying it. Okay, so this is one thing of the main cause of the problem. The main cause of the problem with Stellantis is they just want to get rid of certain American brands. And I mean, this has all started with a mess. All right, the first thing that they have done, I mean, ever since Carlos Ghosn has been escaping from jail in Japan, or somebody that you believe that he's going to be a convicted felon that's supposed to be in jail in Japan, said by you know who are you going to vote for? I'm going to tell you. It's named after a Disney character who is a duck. Is going to say, this man's supposed to be in jail in Japan. Well, I think you believe the BS, but this man that you think that the BS, you mean he is a financial fraud criminal who's supposed to be in jail in Japan, that what you think have done nothing wrong. All right? Okay. So here we go again. Forget about the BS that you're going to say by your beloved president if he wins. Well, I have done a video in my last video. You have seen video. Yes, Carlos Ghosn. He's not guilty. All the accusations are BS, and yet I have seen video. Okay, that it wanted to be an American company. Here's the catch with Chrysler being bought by Frank B. Rhodes. All right, Frank B. Rhodes buying the company. You have to have somebody in the man like Carlos Ghosn. I mean, even though it might be an American-based company, but over the years, it has been in hands of so many foreign hands, all right? It has been German. Daimler has bought a fair share of Chrysler over the years. It has been Italian. Yes, FCA. Yes, FCA. And once there was a bit there of an alliance there with the Renault. I mean, I would prefer that. The problem with that alliance, merging Renault and Nissan, would be a Dodge Viper that is made in Japan, would be nothing more than a rebadged Nissan GTR with the Dodge nameplate sold as a Dodge Viper, right? So here we go again with all this shenanigans against over a car company. Already happened over a motorcycle company, but the car company, I mean Frank Rhodes, the grandson of Walter P. Chrysler, all right, wanted to get the company from Stellantis. How much money you would have? The only difference in that matter, that it will be a lot of investors, some maybe one of the Trump family might marry a Japanese girl, and what she would say about her father-in-law would classify Carlos Ghosn as a financial fraud criminal, and you're gonna believe all the BS, and they're gonna say, "Oh, look, he escaped from jail in a box," and you know all the story, but you're gonna be the BS side about it. All the BS made up by Japan being said by no other than Donald J. Trump, right? So, Ghosn is better safe to be the second in command on Chrysler if Harris is the president, if we have a woman president. If not, he'll go to the big house in Japan, and everybody believes this guy is a liar, and he said he said of financial fraud and escaped from jail in Japan in a box on his way to Lebanon. That is BS to me, but if you believe it's true, to me it's BS, right? So this is not what it is about two people owning, making based in the USA. And the main thing to do all this, and then and going and this thing, okay, besides Mitsubishi, add Chrysler into the alliance, and it will be based in Detroit. And I don't know if they're gonna bring out the Renault brand back in the US. Yes, that's another brand, a French car brand being added into the mix of the alliance of Chrysler, Renault, Mitsubishi. Yeah, Chrysler, Renault, Mitsubishi, and Nissan. Chrysler, Renault, Mitsubishi, and Nissan. 4, put it that way, into the mix, all right? Based in Detroit, and it would be crazy that they might, the only thing to have the Dodge Viper, like the first thing it would be, like the first models would be made in Japan by Nissan, but then take over the AM General to bring a kit from Japan at the same facility that they make the Humvee. Yes, the Humvee, the military vehicle, make the Jeep, make the production of the Jeep, production of the Nissan GTR for the North American market, and the Dodge Viper. That's about it. That's the only thing what it is. Made in America with Japanese parts. That's what happened with the Viper at AM General, at the same facility that they make the Humvee, right? Somewhere where they make it, yes, in Indiana. It's gonna be made in Indiana for the North American market by AM General, right? That's gonna be that part, and Carlos Ghosn will be doing that, and you was thinking, okay, but then what if everybody in the news says, oh, look, one of the guys who is the second in command, the COO of, or the, I don't know, whatever it is, one of the guys from Chrysler, from the new Chrysler, from the Nissan Renault, Mitsubishi, and Chrysler Alliance is extradited to Japan. It's gonna be news that everybody believe, oh man, this guy did it. He's a liar. He's full of crap. That to me, that is BS because you're gonna believe your president. Here we go with all this nonsense, right? But then that's how it is. If not, sooner or later, BYD rejected the offer, and the only one that I believe that is scrambling for all this, whoever gonna put the money, will be Toyota. I mean, I'm just wouldn't know it, all right? Look, if we have been owned by the Germans, back to them. First, it will start an American company, then to the Germans, then back to be an American again, then owned by Italians, and then with the Stellantis mess that was then created as a mess to screw Chrysler over, but ending up either being American or anybody who had the money. I'm glad that the Chinese never put the money in it. We're gonna have this thing as we could have like debate. China is leading up to technology, TVs and whatever. And I mean, we need also our allies Japan. That means, to my opinion, Chrysler is better off to be owned by a Japanese company, even though they're going to still make some products in the USA. The only difference, what it is, okay, they have Akio Toyota saying something about buying Chrysler. We'll get the Jeep brand, Ram, and whatever it be. Probably even Ram could dethrone Ford as the best-selling pickup truck. In-house production, all right? Still make them in Detroit, and plus taking over AM General and somewhere in Indiana where they make the Humvee. Maybe Jeep will have the Humbler. All right, the Jeep Humbler, or maybe the Hummer brand will be under the Chrysler name. Yep, no more GM-owned Hummer, Chrysler Hummer. That's right, Chrysler Hummer. Thanks to the ownership, if Toyota could buy Chrysler, I think they are better off under Toyota name. Yeah, and whatnot. It would be so kind of odd to see this. And one thing for sure, I could that once it is that Toyota have ambitions. The first Union factory, it was at first in Fremont, California, whereas now it's a Tesla factory. That would be Toyota's first manufacturing in the United States, with the Corolla being built in the USA. And what would be all this is it was sold back in 1985. Like in 1984, they come out with a 1985 Chevy Nova. All right. Maybe you might not notice a Nova, but some of you have noticed about the Nova. That was its baby. It was a rebadge Corolla sold as a Chevrolet Nova. Then it was sold as a Geo. Then it was sold as a Metro. As a Geo Storm. Then it was sold as a Chevrolet Storm. And they even made the Pontiac Vibe. Just difference. It was called New United Motors, of some New United Motors Incorporated, New United Motors Industries, or New United Motors Incorporated. It was been there, and then after that, Toyota went in their own way. Now, what it is with all this, what will happen if like, let's say BYD, they says, we don't want Chrysler. Oh, yep, nobody wants. Frank B. Rhodes, he will show up the offer. But what if Toyota would put the money in to save Chrysler? The only difference what will happen, we're going to change ownership. This great American company, I mean, a Japanese company would move to Detroit. They might even move its headquarters to Detroit. I mean, after all, you're saying Toyota in Michigan? That's a possibility. Why? Because there is one choice it would be all of this, getting these brands. Once they notice these brands under Chrysler for years and years to come, I mean, they will first going to bring out a Wagoneer based on a Land Cruiser. I mean, they're gonna sell probably the Land Cruiser under the Jeep Wagoneer. It might be built at first in Japan. It will be imported from Japan. Then it would be AM General making the thing. All right, so yeah. Then how it goes, right? You have to look on the VIN code, right? Then after all this, they might just saying, I mean, this would be very funny. I mean, it would be, we'll put some Chrysler vehicles in a Sonic movie, like it once Toyota buys them, all right? Just to say this, the first Toyota Corolla built in Toluca, Mexico, all right? What it is with the first Toyota Corolla made in Toluca, Mexico, within their own, thanks to Toyota acquiring Chrysler, is going to be sold as a Dodge Shadow. Who knows about the Plymouth brand, right? What happened is that maybe the Lexus brand will be built in a factory in Michigan. Along with this, maybe you're gonna have the Dodge Diplomat as a police car, a rebadged Toyota Crown, and whatnot about the Charger, about the Fury. But most likely all these models would be, the 300 will be back, a Chrysler presidential limo. It would be made in 2 factories, one in the US, the other in Japan. And let me tell you why this going to happen, all right? General Motors now makes the presidential limo. But for one reason, as it is, the military will bring up the Jeep brand. Will use Jeeps. You might even have a Ram mid-sized truck being imported from Thailand, right? Not just a Ram truck, but a Jeep pickup truck also being an import from Thailand. Why? Even though Toyota has a factory in Thailand, well, they just gonna bring it as imports, sell it in there, gonna put the Jeep or the Ram name and sell it here in the USA. But yes, it's like what would Harley Davidson plan to do? But let Chrysler do it with a Jeep and bring it from a Toyota factory in Thailand and sell it here. Or in other words, a rebadged Hilux sold as Ram, sold as Jeep, and we were gonna buy it. Get it? Once and for all, that I think that would be crucial, very crucial. Why would it be? Is this police departments? I mean, in North America, will end up using Toyota products. All their cars are going to be made by Toyota, or let's say Chrysler, Dodge Chargers, Dodge Diplomats, or whatever. Okay, you know what? One thing for sure, maybe police departments in Japan might use a Dodge Charger or Dodge vehicles as their police cars, thanks to Toyota. But anyway, the one thing major it comes to one thing is the presidential limo. All right. Known to say that Toyota quality is a gold standard, as what they would say. The presidential limo would be a Chrysler. And that Chrysler vehicle would be on development in-house, that is not even being ridden by the president. It will also be ridden as the vehicle of choice for the Prime Minister of Japan. This is what it be, that from switching to a Cadillac to a Chrysler vehicle for the presidential limo that's going to be used by our former foe that we dropped 2 bombs in World War II, and by us, our president of the USA, whoever takes over, right? So that would be the reason. Okay, the presidential car is made by, yes, it will be made by a Japanese company, because after all, if Chrysler was going to be bought by a Japanese company, it's going to be Toyota. And around all this connection of all this, Volkswagen, that is from Germany, it is for now one of the largest automotive manufacturers in the world. Then Toyota will get its #1 spot once they acquire Chrysler. Then the scrambling of all this is like, okay, I mean, whoever puts that, it would say, let me tell you the truth. Money talks, BS walks, all right? Money talks, BS walks, man. Because everything you see is not what it is, all right? I mean, the ambitions of having this, like, not even buy the Chrysler brand for $1. Yeah, $1, man. You know, there might be a rebadged RAV4 sold as Dodge or Jeep or whatever, but you know, this is going to happen. It's probably going to happen, but that would be that. All the Chrysler factories, the Burville plant will be is going to be open, but just for one cash. Rhodes, Frank B. Rhodes, will be having up an offer. Okay, I want to get Chrysler. Toyota with more money. Boom, take my money. Stellantis would do. Okay, here you go. I want Jeep. I want Dodge. I want Chrysler. I want Jeep. I want the whole enchilada. they grab it, they buy it, and I mean, about all the union work and everything like that, yes, there will be Toyota settle with unions once they buy Chrysler. And talking about unionize some Toyota factories. I mean, it would be possible. It would be possible of a Corolla made in Mexico. I mean, being sold as a Dodge chattel, yeah, being sold and probably with a Toyota's own name of Corollas made in Mexico, maybe for the Mexican market and some for the North American market. Those Toluca built Corollas sold as a Dodge chattel, sold as a Corolla, right? So that would be all in between the messed up of all this. Dart. What is it? A rebadge Camry. 200 is the same Camry, right? Or a Lexus L something. Or that would be the 300 around there, all right? So the 300 might go in these directions and all that stuff, all right? Or could be a rebadge Crown or whatever it is. Charger might be a rebadge Crown, or have its designs. Put it all in between is gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a whole mess. That if they have the design and all this stuff, the most important thing of Toyota getting AM General, once they get Chrysler, they might build a Wagoneer. They might build the Jeep Humbler, aka the Hummer, you know, and whatnot would be the place for the Dodge Viper, and probably in-house powerful development with Dodge in-house. I mean Toyota in-house homemade Supra. Maybe a Daytona with a BMW engine. Who knows? A Dodge Daytona with a BMW engine. You're gonna have hybrids, hybrid Jeeps. I mean a hybrid Caravan. The Caravan will be back. I mean, it will be built in this Illinois plant. Toyota's gonna get the money, and whatever it is gonna be all messed up. It is. I mean, Ram dethroning Ford. The Ram 1500 be dethroning Ford, and I don't know, part of you will be built in the U.S. in Michigan, right? So the mess goes with all this. I mean, Akio puts the money, buys the Chrysler brand, and keep jobs here, even though they might make some cars in Canada, and they might reopen the Brampton plant, and all in between making hybrids and whatnot, just to say, at least for every buck, saying Toyota will be dominating in all markets for the government and everything else, even the Chrysler presidential limo, even Chrysler under the Toyota name. I mean, outpacing in there, selling in the American market under Chrysler and Dodge and Jeep. Probably they bring out the Plymouth or whatever it is. Who knows? Maybe they might bring out the XP under the Dodge name or something like that. You know, they call it the micro van or something, or the XP. You know the Scion XP, right? It might be sold as a micro van or Caravan Mini or something like that. I don't know what name it is, but yes, they're gonna sell like another Japanese import. Ram, a rebadge Hilux sold, an import from Thailand. Rebadge Jeep pickup truck, an import from Thailand, right? Sold here in the United States, all right? The only thing what Chrysler is going to do being bought under Toyota is going to import Ram and Jeep pickup trucks from Thailand. That's about it. That's the only models they're gonna import from Thailand. I mean, what's going on with all this? That the whole, it would be a whole change of everything, saying, all right, like Chrysler now makes the presidential. They even gonna bring back the Soto or some other Chrysler defunct Chrysler brands back from the dead. All right, if they bring those kind of type of brands back from the dead, not probably Plymouth, but the Soto might be one. It would be something like we would imagine what WTF. All right. So for now on, I mean, everybody envisions BYD rejected the offer. Stellantis is selling it for every buck, and Frank, Frank B, the grandson of Walter P. Chrysler, buying it, will say to wanted to keep it. Well, he has to have the money ready because somebody could I outbid him. One of these days, when this gonna happen, you're gonna see Akio. What it is, you're gonna see Akio Toyota speaking up in Warren, Michigan, or in Michigan, saying he's going to make the Chrysler brand. That means making the Toyota Corolla in Mexico, sold as a shadow, might be the Plymouth brand back. I mean, the guy, the ones that wanted to be that wanted to be by the Chrysler, the grandson of Walter B. Chrysler, the grandson of Walter B. Chrysler, Frank B. Rhodes should be the CEO of Toyota of America. I mean, what it is nowadays. I mean, okay, if American car companies would be such a bit of this, why in the hell we have a Buick car that is made in China? Why in the world we have certain Ford cars coming from Europe, coming from Mexico, and then with this electric vehicle thing or whatever it is, and we can't find what it is. Remember all this with this. If Chrysler would be bought by Toyota, all right, you gotta find these pillars of this. The VIN codes. The VIN codes of Chrysler cars, including Jeep, Ram, and Dodge. Jeep, Ram, and Dodge. Probably Plymouth will be out there, who knows, or the Soto. You gotta check out the VIN codes, okay? Of the VIN code of your Chrysler product. This have happened before because there were some Chrysler cars that were made in Japan. There were like imports from Japan that are Mitsubishi, all right? Yes, Mitsubishi. I mean, the Colts and other models from Japan from back in the 80s, all right? And this is nothing new, but just get ready for this thing. From there, when the day Toyota buys Chrysler, I would check out this. The VIN codes on your car or your vehicle, it would be this. One is from the 145. That means that the car is built in the USA. That is made in the USA. 2 That means it's assembled in Canada. Yeah, it's built in Canada or assembled in Canada. 3 is from Mexico. M is Thailand. That means that like if you buy a certain Ram or Jeep model and it says the M in the first digit of the VIN code, that means that truck, that pickup truck is made in Thailand. That's it. Just a small little Ram pickup truck will be built in Thailand because it's gonna be a rebadged Toyota Hilux. The same car, that same Dodge Ram pickup truck are used by Al Qaeda, but and ISIS. They are the same truck. You're gonna buy this Jeep and Ram pickup trucks used by Al Qaeda and the Taliban is sold as a Hilux. It's nothing else but a rebadged Hilux. I don't know, like who knows? Yes, and J, I mean 2 is Canada, and J, that means that your vehicle is made in Japan. You know, J is a vehicle that your vehicle is made in Japan. That means certain car models would be from the first years of the Wagoneer, or some car that is made by a Toyota factory in Japan will have the J. Yes, the J in the first digit would be the J. That also would be the presidential Chrysler vehicle that is only going to be sold for the Japanese Prime Minister. Sold in Japan, not to worry about, but just be aware of these first digits of the VIN code when Toyota takes over Chrysler, because let me tell you how many ownerships with Chrysler has been through. All right, it has been first an American company. Yes, it was an American company since the beginning. Then it was owned by the Germans. It was Daimler Chrysler took the ship, and you had those rebadged Mercedes-Benz sold as a Dodge Ram van and a Chrysler Crossfire. Then it was Italian. You have some Fiats sold as Jeeps and all in between. But now, as it is, Stellantis took it over. It's based in the Netherlands, but they have, they bought like Peugeot and the other brands around there, and it has become a mess. But now, you wait, that is American. Okay, I mean, let me tell you the facts, people. If Rhodes don't buy the Chrysler brand, this kinds of mess of seeing certain Chrysler products made in Asia, yes, Japan and Thailand most likely. You're still gonna have some cars made in Mexico, but you're not gonna have a Corolla sold as a rebadged Shadow. It would be, it will be something, but he needs to team up with Carlos Ghosn. Yes, team up with Carlos Ghosn. Even if he has to go to jail, maybe who knows what will happen next. But if he didn't put the money, if Rhodes didn't put the money, it's gonna end up to become Japanese. And I'll tell you why. Chrysler is gonna be owned by the Japanese, because for one reason is they see dependability and they see the specific brand, that T word that is strong. What would that mean? police departments are going to buy a bunch of Dodge police cars. The military would buy a bunch of Jeep vehicles used for the military. And all in between, the US government ditches the Cadillac in favor of a Chrysler. All because the reputation of Toyota having a good reputation of reliability, of reliable cars, that if Toyota takes over Chrysler, then Chrysler will be taking over vehicles used by the US government. You can even see Ram pickup trucks used by the US military, even though some cars is going to be the same company that made the vehicles for ISIS and the Taliban. But we gonna use it under the Ram Jeep, under the Ram and Jeep name, right? Okay. Police departments will use a bunch of Dodge vehicles, even all over North America, that you might even probably would be surprised to see a Dodge police car used in Japan. Well, you wouldn't have guessed it, right? Yeah, it is gonna be Toyota buying the Chrysler brand. And what else would be that all in between of this, you're gonna end up with two, not just one, but two, or let's say a rebadge Hilux. That means a rebadge Hilux, the Toyota pickup truck sold outside the US, being an import from Thailand. That means that you're gonna buy your Jeep pickup truck. That Jeep pickup truck is gonna be made in Thailand. And Ram pickup truck, that little Ram pickup truck, not the 1500, but that little Ram pickup truck that might even dethrone the Ranger, is gonna be an import from Thailand. And that's how it's going to end up. Please just tell me your comments on the Embargo Man channel. Please hit the bell button. See you in the next video with one of these other hot topics to come. See you on the next video, and take care of yourselves. Goodbye.